Pesto. If you wanna come, let's go. We ain't going nowhere special. I just wanna see Modesto. Hit your thought, I'ma catch those. Mexican, I make pesos. Hit your sus, I'll replace those. Number save, no name though. We need more, tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board, like them keep a score. Ay, 16 cars in my front yard. Ay, 30 on my wrist, bullet point to God.
Big numbers, big numbers. 100 minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number.
Yeah, wrist man, check the wrist man, got him hot. Ay, man can't ball like this, man. Lord, past the pig skin when he stretch a distance. I'm talking a few 100,000 yards, you just on your 5th grand. Run it up, 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 count it up. Ay, hundreds and 50s and 20s, no 5s and no singles, don't count on them. Ay, she want it like me, cause I blame she can't count on him. She try to be nosy and hit up my ex, she like, girl, you can count on him.
Hey, hey, we need more, tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board, like them keep a score. Hey, 16 cars in my front yard. Hey, 30 on my wrist, bullet point to God.
Big numbers, big numbers. 100 minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers.
Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports, and there you get a look at Paul Brown Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River in Cincinnati. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals. It's an Indian summer afternoon. Perfect conditions for football, and off we go on EA Sports. This will be taken in at the 1. Dances by him. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon, and he'll be tackled at about the 35. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Now Joe Mixon. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. But just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1.
Check 55 to Mike. Check 55.
Back to throw here. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. So the defense able to get. Off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Flush to his right. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 49. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six for a Steeler touchdown. So they go on 4th down. Not only do they not get it, it turns into 6 points the other way. Disastrous.
And many people think you should just go ahead and knock it down in that situation. Turn it over for the offense. But I had a defensive coordinator recently tell me, we see that as a passive play. We don't do that anymore. We want the ball in our hands, and we want to head the other way.
Probably also instinct a lot of times. If you see a lot of green grass ahead of you, go ahead and grab it.
It's the exact right play to do. That's knowing when to break the rules and when to make a play that maybe you hadn't been taught.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Watch the run, watch the run. Mike, 55. Right, 55.
2nd and 9 now. Now he's forced out right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. They'll set up a throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Let's see here, Charles. He was sacked 6 times last week. Now a first quarter sack. What's going on in his mind?
Well, he's thinking to himself, 5 offensive linemen. I got sacked 6 times last week. Let's start thinking about keeping extra people in. Tight end stays in. If I have a fullback or the running back, they stay in and help me block. Maybe not as many receivers in a pattern. Anything to try and slow down that pass rush.
They'll call that A 61-yard punt. He got all of that one. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Nyheim Hines, his first carry. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Now a toss play. It's Hines. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
Jordan Evans on the tackle. No gain on the play. And it brings up third down.
You don't want that, baby. You don't want that. Hey, you don't want to see me. Mike 57.
They're going to look to throw. He'll get this one complete to Davis. The 21 yards there as they convert on third. First carry for the Boise State Bronco, Alexander Madison. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 47. Looking to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
They decided to take a shot and right down the middle of the field, and really, they didn't give it as much time to develop, did they? They want to take that shot somewhere around the 15-yard mark.
And the defense able to recover, bat it free. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, this is Madison. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line. And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. Going deep to the end zone for Juju. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Von Bell. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 25. And they'll have the ball set up in the red zone at the 16-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
Check.
On 1st down, it's Hines. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Here's Hines. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 15 yards on the play, 1st down. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Nyheim Hines, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. But early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you get the defensive touchdown early, give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, and we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Took just 1 play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Mixon with a first down carry. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Hey, we got right. We got right. And let's pin the mirrors back and go full strength.
Here's 2nd and 8. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. They'll look to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely he's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. It's a 49-yard punt, but subtract 9 there for the return. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage? Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Charles, not to point fingers, but how much of this goes on the shoulders of the offensive line? Well, look at the 6 sacks last week. That's the 4th in this game.
Definitely the bulk of it does go on the offensive line. That's what they're tasked with doing, keeping their quarterback upright and clean in the pocket. But I think they have to look at, okay, are we bringing in extra people? Is the ball out of the quarterback's hands quick enough? There are a few other factors that they have to look at to try and help out, but you're exactly right. It starts with the O-line.
2nd and 14. It's Kelsey on the grab. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the game there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
And the Bengals on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 4. They'll look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 22. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is third down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
Hey, check 24. Check 24. Check
They'll start on the ground with Hines. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Switch it. Come on, switch it. Check 13. Check 13. Check. SOS. Check 31.
This is Hines. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on third down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Here we go, D. All day. Defense, all day. All day. 56. Mike. Go. 6 right there. Right there.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Dancing to his left. The ball comes out, and the Bengals grab it.
I know that taking care of the football is something that's drummed into every guy who plays this position, no matter what, whether he's running it, in the pocket, out of the pocket. But it's almost surprising to me that there aren't more fumbles by that position because of the way that they get attacked on each and every play.
Yeah, well, he had the fumble last week. Now here's 2 weeks in a row with a fumble loss.
Concentration has got to be there, and he's got to understand how much time he has to take care of a play, and maybe his clock is off just a little bit.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Let's
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0.
That's what I'm talking about, boy.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
You remember me? You remember me? Neil. Shit.
Now back to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 12, and he'll return it to the 24-yard line. He was looking for his tight end, Kelsey. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
26 yards. First down, Pittsburgh.
On the ready. The mic. 50 seconds. The mic. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Slip.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And almost intercepted. It would have been his second pick of the game. Instead, it'll be second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Darquez Denard. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half. And you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest. We're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here. But he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to air it out deep for Green. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. I hate to sound really negative, but at this point, an incomplete pass, almost a moral victory that it's not picked off.
Well, you may hate to sound negative, but that was negative.
It was very negative, I know. But all these first-half interceptions, it's been tough to watch.
Yeah, couldn't find a silver lining in this one. Much more like lead.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. And the Steelers signal for another timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Check 4. Check 55 to Mike. Check 55 to Mike. Hey, watch the slant.
2nd and 10. That's complete to John Ross. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down.
Who that? Check. Hey. Hot. Over. Mark 55. Here we go.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Stepping up, he'll try and run. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
At the 25-yard line.
Come on, set. 20 base. 27. I'm coming. Look at it. Check 99. Check 99. Truck.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. The Steelers now in the nickel here on third down.
27. Check Mike 27. Let's go, D. Let's go. Mike 27, Mike 27, Mike 27. Hey, we heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges.
He'll drop to throw. And he's got it. It's a gain of 20 as we wind down near 20 seconds left in the quarter. Now the Bengals going to signal for their third and final timeout as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number one. This is first and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Nixon trying to punch it in. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. Only a yard that time, second and goal. From the 2 now, second and goal. And I think they stopped him again. They did at the 1-yard line.
Right there.
So we come upon halftime with our score 14-0. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them. Here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Here's the option going left on second down. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. They'll set up to throw. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. He's got a man. Complete. That one will go down as 30. Yards on the 3rd down conversion.
A gain of 33 yards on the play. And the Steeler first down.
We want this. Watch out, watch out, watch out.
Now a give right side. Hines. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. And finally taken down at the 15. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Nyheim Hines with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. Well, it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half. And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
A very good starting field position for the Bengals here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. On the run, it's Mixon. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
But these guys going to chop into that deficit? They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage will be found.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Once again, they run with Mixon. A gain of a yard gets them back where they started. Now it's 3rd and 10.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll run here with Mixon, and he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Here's Ryan Allen now as he's on to punt for Cincinnati. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They built up that lead at intermission, and they're just continuing to pour it on right now, aren't they?
Locked into a really good groove right now. I don't know if it's just the play calling. I know the execution is really, really sharp right now, and all the playmakers are doing exactly what you expect. They're making plays, and right now, defense has no answer and no chance of catching up.
Yeah, they're just looking to turn anywhere for a stop defensively. The rush defense stout on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
This is one of those plays that has an equal chance of either being a big gain or a big loss. But with the college influence, we're seeing more of these plays come into the NFL.
Now they'll run the option to the short side left. Breaks through the contact. A big play there on the option. 59 yards. One of the reasons that this team is on this win streak, big runs like that.
When you see runs like that broken off, you know this is a team that's confident running the football. A big reason why this streak is...
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now, no question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. Yeah, what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
Let's go.
The Bengals drive about to get going, and still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. They'll drop the throw. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Cameron Hayward attacking off the edge that time.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film section tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Open man is Ross, complete. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
A gain of 9. It's 4th down.
The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10. They're going to try and throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack by T.J. Watt, or as his mother Connie calls him, Trent Jordan Watt.
I don't know why you would do that. It's almost guaranteed points the other way. I mean, I get it if it's a late-game situation, maybe even 4th and inches. But, boy, that's a huge risk to take.
Yeah, now they're set up in prime position going the other way.
Right, 57. Hayward. Such thing as a loss. We taking wins home.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Carl Lawson with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack. Back now in Cincinnati. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. They'll look to throw here. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked. Up by Jesse Bates.
It's your time. We need it.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, ball's out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
2nd and 2. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Back to throw. And a throw there going to be incomplete. The rookie from Michigan there defensively. That's Devin Bush making the play. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Here's Ryan Allen now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And from their own end zone, it's a fake. And this is caught. It's such a risky play there to fake it. You're either the hero or the GOAT. Here, they're going to be the GOAT.
Unfortunate, too, because you know they thought they had something there. They don't call it just to call it. They don't just say, oh, what the heck, let's go ahead and fake it here. They feel like they've got something on. They've got the defense in the right spot. Just unsuccessful in that opportunity.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he takes it into the end zone across the chalk. Now, there is a flag down, but I think that's offsides on the defense.
Yeah, I think that's going to stand, partner.
Boswell for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengals drive about to get going.
Watch tight, tight ends right. Watch tight, tight ends right.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Airing one out for Boyd. And this will be caught at the 30. A big play there for Cincinnati. 45 yards. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. They'll set up a throw. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Stephon Tuitt, the former Notre Dame man, picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And the Bengals on 3rd down. Just 1 conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Back to throw here. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Looking to throw. He's going to air it out deep for Green. And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 17. And a terrific return as he'll take it up past the 35. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. There he goes left side. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Nyheim Hines, 63 yards as his guys continue to pour it on. Boswell good with the extra point, and the lead will swell by one more. Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. He'll look to throw. Complete. The tight end, Kelsey. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. A good pickup there. 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. And the Bengals on 3rd down. A very anemic, 1 for 9 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And it's complete to Kelsey. And he will be knocked down hard, but he will have the 1st down. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he get a good head of steam going.
Not able to go anywhere that time. 2nd down.
Complete to Joe Mixon. No gain on the play.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. He's going to let it fly. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 21. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Flushed out right. And got his man complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That one goes for 36 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. Add this game to the last one, and they moved the ball over 50 yards in 2 plays.
A gain of 19 yards. And the Steelers 1st down.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. That is now 19-yard gains on back-to-back plays.
At the 6-yard line.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. The intended receiver there was Jonnu Smith, but it'll be 2nd and goal. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Now it's looking incredibly likely to be a 3-0 start to this season. That is obviously excellent. 2-0 is one thing. 3-0, you really have some momentum.
And now they're serving notice to the rest of the league that they're a pretty darn good football team. Confident, aggressive, attacking at all times. This looks like a team that you're going to have to deal with. And guess what? Behind closed doors, they're trying to figure out ways to get better.
The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
All day, dog.
They'll look to throw here on first down. He's got Green. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 7 yards there and a first down.
That's another Bengals first down. First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for Pittsburgh, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll be off to Oakland next week for a date with the Raiders. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.